There is this big empty spot here in the shop floor, and I think it needs to get filled. I think it's time to bring in the next project. So let's go out in the shed. I built this car in 2005, and I basically heat seized the engine because it kept overheating and having problems with it, and I got so devastated that I put it in here, put it in storage, and I haven't touched it or seen it since 2005. So let's knock the doors open, pull it out, and see how she looks. It might be covered in mice. Could be humidity and rotten and a bunch of moisture. I have no idea. I'm kind of prepared for the worst. I've been slowly buying parts for it since 2005 and really want to take care of it. So let's see what it looks like in the light of day. Well, I've actually been trying to dig the door out. I finally got the door to even open, but the ground is heaved up so much I can't even get the doors open. So I'm gonna go get the tractor and back blade this a couple times so I can get the doors open, and then we'll uncover it. So apparently it's been sitting a while. Thank you, Mr. Tractor. I can now open the door. Alright, let's get a block out of our way. And nothing like good old Great Falls wind. There's some mothballs. I don't know if mothballs on top of plastic do us much good. Alright, I'll go around, start unwrapping. And oh, that looks like a cat's been scratching on the plastic. Oh, that's not a good sign. All that water. There's a bunch of water under the plastic. Oh, I hope she's not rotten. All right. Let's see what I find. Now there's a puddle of water right where the ground settles on the front of it. A little bit of rust and stuff on that plastic. That's right, I remember that. I actually took a big piece of plastic. This shed's got, I put tarps down on the floor. I put tarps on the floor before I park anything on it, just the groundwater. And then I took a big piece of heavy duty plastic, laid it on it before I pulled the car on top of it. And then I wrapped it up over the top, and I wrapped it from the bottom up, trying to prevent water from coming up from the bottom. All that water looks like it was between the two layers so far. The car cover feels dry. Oh, please don't be rotten or mildewy. Well, that's going to give you a hint of what it is. Well, here she bees. Oh, well, she definitely has been leaking something. Got unhappy under there. Now let's get this plastic picked up before it starts blowing around. We get it uncovered. Those are water spots from when I heat seized the engine. We were trying to spray water on it to cool it down before it locked up, and the engine got shut off while it was hot. And yeah, well, there's its roof. I shaved the gutters because I thought it was a really clean, cool look, and found out there's a reason there's gutters on. Every time it rains or you wash it or anything, the water literally goes whoop right in the cab if your windows are down just the slightest bit. So, you know, function's more important than, I don't even remember how. You have to unlock these. I don't remember how those work. These work like that. I might have locked it, I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Well, I think we have to pop the hood from inside. Yeah, let's wait till we get her out. Well, it opens. Oh, don't hit the door. It smells like mothballs. I'll take mothballs. Hood release. That's parking brake. I don't even remember how my car works. It's been a while, girl. Alright. Well, let's get her pulled out. See what she looks like in the sun. Well, I tried to pull it out with the four-wheeler, and her tires are sunk in the mud so much we had to bump up to the tractor. So let's see how she looks coming out. And can the tractor get her out? Come on, girl, nice and slow. There she comes. There she comes. Oh, that would explain that. It's in gear, babe. We're dragging the back in. That's why the four-wheeler couldn't move it. It needs to be neutral. Well, there it is out. By the way, I absolutely hate the rims. They were actually wheels I had for another project. Thought I would make them work for this. I do not care for them at all, so those 100% are going to be changed. That would be the motor that it had. She was always running hot. And we found out why, and it's quite disturbing on why and what happened to it, but she boiled over and I was letting it idle to run and grab some water, and the motor got shut off. And then after it was shut off, it went, nope, I'm done. This hood's always been a little funny. You almost have to push the backs of it down too. It's been so long, I literally couldn't remember how to start it or move it. It's got master shift paddle shifters, and you have to have a key in it and battery on to get it to shift into neutral. Got a small roll bar on it, factory door panels and factory back seat. I did this entire car in my little tiny garage next to the house. Trunk's kind of fun. Is it still open or did it close? It's open. There's the master shift shifter. So this lever here, the paddle shifters control this box, and that's what actually does all the shifting to the car. And yes, I was running nitrous with it. It was a lot of fun. I actually have modern Charger taillights in it. It has 3.5-inch exhaust, I think, on it, and then it duals out those center pipes in the center. They stick out a little too far. They don't quite fit it right. I was trying to go for like a Ferrari look, something that direction, so that's going to get modified and changed. Believe it or not, the paint actually has pearl candy going all the way down into the lower rockers in a very dark film. And it actually goes from light to dark, and it gets darker down below. I hope that's dirt. It is. Okay. I even did my little fuel fill here. So then it unscrews. And that was my... But honestly, this needs some modifications too. You have to nurse feed that in. Alright, that is that. Let's get her in the shop. So when I parked this car, like I said, we boiled over the radiator, overheated the engine, and it heat seized. And I couldn't turn the motor over by hand for anything. Even a couple days after it happened, I couldn't turn the motor over, so I parked it. I was just able to turn the engine over, got a full rotation out of it, and a rough spot in one area. I did drain the fuel when I parked it, so I just put a little bit of fuel in it. I want to see what happens. I have a new engine for it, so let's see. Alright, key on. Fuel pumps on. Doesn't sound good, but it started. Oh yeah, she's gone. Oh. Oh, you poor girl. Oh, you're gonna dynamite. All right. What the hell? Well, the alternator's charging. Huh? Oh, that's heat. That's heat off the headers. I've got good oil pressure. Oh. That runs. Not happy. Oh, there's everything, knock. It actually has gotten quieter, but now we have a little bit of blue smoke coming out when we rev it up. Out that hole. So yeah, she got bad rings. It's funny that it's running. Oh yeah. I didn't see that off the tailpipe. I'm fine. Well, it's rattling, it's smoking, and it's running like shit. But I haven't drove it in many years. So let's see if I can make it move under its own power for the first time in forever. Ignition. Power locks work. Running. Paddle shifters not in drive. In reverse. We're moving. Belts are squealing. And peeps. Oh, the motor just made a new sound. Oh, I'm pretty sure that new sound's not a good sound. She's still fucking laid rubber. There's its stripes. Right there. It just full on laid stripes right on front of the house. Alright. One more time while it's smoking. Oh. Nope. That was all she had. That's going back in. Oh. One last farewell. All right, that was it. Well, it drove in the shop in its own power. Oh, and died. And died. Well, c'est la vie. Now that it's back in the shop, I should show some photos of what this car actually looked like before I got it, or when I got it. Believe it or not, there was actually a tree weed growing up through the hood. It was a mess. So here's a couple photos of what it looked like when I bought it, when I first brought it home in early 2000s, and a couple pictures of painting it, that kind of thing, and then we'll bring it to here. Well, there she is. I am going to really enjoy tearing back into it and get it going. God, those wheels are so horrible. I actually had those wheels and tires for a different project, and I was using them on that because of budget and things that direction, put them on this car, and honestly, they've been my biggest regret. Even when I did the car, I think they were horribly ugly. You can see even inside, though, the paint's pretty decent. There's a lot of pearl and candy in it. The camera doesn't pick it up much. Almost looks dirty, but I was just playing with the radio inside a minute ago. I forgot how awesome the stereo sounds in it. That entire center console is a subwoofer, and it's got like 2 speakers in the doors, the little tweeters up top. It's a good sounding system, and the car's always just been for me. It's not a show winning whatever. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's a fun one. Objects in mirror appear to be losing. Well, not currently, but yeah, I've got all new suspension for it. The brakes weren't that great before when I was driving it. I've got really great brakes. Hopefully we'll make it perform and handle. I want it to be a street machine. The new engine is a much improvement of this engine, and future surprise and things that direction. The nitrous that was on this may or may not be on the other one. This was actually a full functioning hood. If you look, actually it was kind of cool. That little port right here was the nitrous purge. That would actually blow through the top scoop, and it even had a little blue light, little LED light back in the corner, so I could blow a blue nitrous purge out the top of the hood, which was really fun. And so yeah, we're going to get into it. The swept chargers coming along in bodywork, really nice. I guess we can take a quick gander on it. I've got Bondo dust and grinding dust. I did tons of metal work and been hammering and dollying on it, but the seam is pretty much seamless on that guy. So I'll be closing the booth up over here and trying to keep the dust in the shop on one side, and we'll be working body work on one side and playing with the Cuda over here. So that is that. Oops, back to not knowing how to use a camera. Alrighty, well, the Cuda's back in, and hope to have it on the road soon. Make it one tire slaying machine.